Welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I was just chatting with my guest and friend, Dr. Janet Allenby. She's a cosmetic dermatologist, and she's been on my show before. And I brought her on tonight because she's opening a brand new place in downtown Boca Raton, and it's called The Body Squad.
Body Squad.
Right, Dr. Allenby?
Hi, yes. Thank you
Welcome
for having
back.
me. Thank you.
I enjoy talking to you. In fact, we haven't stopped talking since we got in the booth here.
I know. Well,
So-
when we talk about beauty, we can just keep talking, talking.
Yes, and South Florida in particular, I was just talking to you about how South Florida is different from all other parts of the country, and I told you I had a producer on here last week that is thinking of doing a reality show in Boca Raton, and he said people in California are intrigued with what's going on in South Florida because of the lifestyle. And part of that lifestyle, as you know, is people want to look good,
We want to look good.
and they do whatever it takes.
You know what? That is so the case. And actually, that was the concept for me, too, was, I'm already an aesthetic cosmetic dermatologist, and that's my life, and I love it, love it, love it. And in my office, I was doing a lot more body contouring. And I think even on the last program that we did, we spoke a lot about it. And really, when you look at the data that's coming out of the consumers and who wants to do what in their lifetime, the non-invasive, the body contouring, that is top of the charts. That's the growing
and
area.
that's what Body Squad is, right?
Yes,
it's
and it's
body
funny 'cause-
contouring for men and women, which makes it
Yeah.
very interesting.
It is. It's
Okay.
very important because and also part of the data that was coming up with the consumers is men are definitely more interested. They're interested. They haven't got their feet quite as wet as women, but they definitely want to be part of this. I don't want to look old.
And they want to look good.
Yeah,
And,
who
and I
doesn't?
was just telling you, you walk around downtown Boca Raton, you see people over the age 50, men and women, that look better than people in other parts of the country.
Right,
Because they want to do it.
They want to take care of themselves. It's a self-esteem thing partially, but it's also, I know you and I know how I am. You look in the mirror and you see something that looks good and you feel like you match externally for what you
How you
feel
feel.
internally. And that's what people really want. They want to be as vibrant outside as their brain is inside. And it really is.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's really it's actually very simple. We want to look as good as we feel. So there's nothing wrong with that, and I think the shame factor is leaving, and that's important. There's nothing.
It left me a long time ago. I don't care. I do anything.
Exactly, and all of the rest of Boca too, actually. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having self-respect and taking care of yourself. We want to look healthy. Do we want to look done? No. Do we want to look artificial?
Yeah,
No.
you want to look
Right,
Like
we
you
wanna-
that's the trick. You want to
Yeah,
do this
it
stuff, but you
is.
want to look like you didn't do anything.
Exactly. And it's really, we want to look healthy because
Right.
it's not even nice to hear you look good for your age, because then it's still,
Yeah.
there's an age thing that you're
That's
like,
not a compliment.
no, it's not. It's kind of an underhanded, you sort of look good.
Yeah.
I want to hear you,
You look good,
great.
but I don't know how old you are.
Right. I know you're older, but, and that's really the thing that I think most people are realizing is they really want to look natural. They want
Yeah.
to look healthy. Look at what we eat today. I mean, I don't know the last time I had dessert.
Oh, are you doing the no carb thing too?
Oh, like the rest of us,
I haven't had a piece of bread in years.
Exactly. It's funny. I did have a dessert the other day, and it was it actually almost killed me. I felt like I had a food hangover. But
I can teach you how to do no carb chocolate mousse.
Oh, well,
I'll give you the recipe.
I'm definitely taking that recipe home. It's amazing, though. But, we take care of our bodies. Okay, we have supplements out the yin-yang. I have an entire cabinet of
It takes me
supplements.
15 minutes a night to get through my...
Exactly. So,
My regimen.
taking care of ourselves is super important. And we've already bought into, because we're seeing results with it, that we do have to take care of ourselves, taking supplements,
Yeah.
working out, eating the right foods.
Right. There's several factors. It's not, you can't just do one.
You can't do one of anything. I
Yeah.
mean, even when you come into my office and I'm doing a face for cosmetic, help with the face, it's not going to be one syringe of one thing because you need multiple of everything. Just like in Body Squad, we actually have multiple devices that are going to help.
Body Squad is not the face. We're talking about the body, or do you have facial
Exactly.
machines there too?
No, this is not face. And
Okay.
the reason I did this is because I think there are a lot of men that are intimidated with coming into a aesthetic office where there's a bunch of women hanging out, and I really want to have a little bit more
place,
friendly
okay.
space for the men. And the place that we decided on, and first of all, Body Squad, a lot of people are like, oh, it sounds like a workout place. And I'm like, well, you know what? This is about your body, and we're your squad. We are a team that are going to help people contour their body and get what they want out of at the end of the day. I want them to feel great about what they're looking like. And I want a really narrow lane. That way we're not confusing it with, oh, and now you need Botox, and now you need this, and now you need that. I really want to hone in on the thing that most men do pay attention to. Men are about body, women are about face in general. You know,
Right.
And I've said that many times, and I think when you think about it, you know, we all know the guys will look at any girl who has a great body walking by. Face doesn't even matter.
Yes, they
Okay?
do start with the body.
They do start with the body. So men are about the body, and this place is not for just men. Just so
It's for
everybody
men and
knows.
women.
It's for men and
Okay.
women. But Body Squad is kind of a gender neutral name, and it's also about we're your squad. We're here to help you. We're your team. But I don't want any particular machine to ever be the focus, because as technology changes, we will always be upgrading the technology to make sure we are delivering the best results possible.
Okay, that's
And the
good.
only thing we do are medical devices. So everything we do is non-surgical. It's only medical devices.
It's medical stuff, though. There's a lot of places around town, non-medical facilities doing supposed body tightening and contouring and all that.
100%.
And people,
There's a big difference. Exactly.
you gotta do your homework.
You do. And I've done my homework. I've been in practice for 24 years. I've had Cool Sculpting in my office, which is one of our devices, for basically 9 years since the inception of it. The day that it came off of the ramp, I was the second person in Florida to have it. We've been doing, you know, I've done hundreds
I know
and
you get
hundreds
great
of
results with it.
amazing. So we have Cool Sculpting, which is going to get rid of fat. It's going to get those little stubborn, pinchable fat areas that no matter how much
So I'm
you work
thinking
out.
for men, maybe the little love,
Love
handles, the little
handles.
punch in the belly.
It's all
That's
about
what
the-
you're.
almost always the love
Yeah.
handles. I
Okay.
have seen guys just ripped. Their bodies are fantastic, and they complain about love handles. It's like
Yeah.
I don't really see the love handle on them, but they do.
Yeah.
And that's important because it's all about how you feel about yourself
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. But overall, you know, most of my patients have always been just regular people who have regular bodies, who have normal lives, that they're busy all the time, they don't have time. This is a place, it's at 151 East Palmetto Park Road, and it's right down the block. So it's right, if everybody who's ever eaten at Casa D'Angelo's knows where that is, we're about two spots
So you're
down.
between Casa D'Angelo and Trattoria Romano, two very famous restaurants in Boca Raton.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're actually a little bit west of Casa D'Angelo, closer to US 1.
Okay, so you're on the other side.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're actually on the same
kind of
block.
by Louis Bossi.
Yeah, actually, that's more
Okay.
in between.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's like, and then
The main drag in Boca Raton.
Exactly. I mean, the concept was, okay, I want to have a body sculpting area that is really just very narrow. Keep it tight as far as like really make sure we have the best technology and we're doing the best for the patient, because this is really a medical office.
Yeah.
You know, this is my formulas for people to have the contour that they want. It's not a Medi Spa that is just kind of go. And we did research this out, because there are Medi Spas that are around, and I'm not here to knock them either, but they really don't have the Cool Sculpting University behind them, which all my people are trained, very trained in
Yeah,
this.
that
I
makes
have-
a big difference.
Yeah, and I have actually people that have gone to master's courses in this. So we have, in combination of just my staff alone that's manning that place, 20 years of experience already
Okay.
of the contouring, which is really important. We did get a new device, and I talked about it last time I was on, that is one of our new additions. And this is
M-Sculpt?
M-Sculpt. And this
Okay.
is actually why I said now is the time, because
Yeah.
Cool Sculpting alone, there's an end point to it. You aren't going to do it forever. You get rid of your fat, and you basically are done with that machine.
Does the fat come back when you get rid of it?
No,
it's gone for good.
It's
Ooh.
a permanent fat reduction with Cool Sculpting, and I can go more into the science behind it. So we have Cool Sculpting that is going to get rid of those little stubborn fat pockets that no matter how much you work out, you're never getting rid of it.
Yep.
It's a genetic thing more than anything. And again, for the men, it's the love handles. For the women, it's the gap between the thighs. It could be the saddlebags. It could be the the mommy belly pooch
Mm-hmm. What about
that's hanging
here?
over. Arms, fantastic. Under the chin, fantastic. Great.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that-
men and
that's
women
like the
on that one.
number one complaint I hear from women. They always come up, what can I do about my
About
Saggy
the neck.
chin.
The neck is always an
Yeah.
issue because it does tend to end up showing a lot of age, and so people are very aware of necks. That's kind of like the new thing that everybody's really hitting hard on.
Yeah.
So what we did is we got the cold sculpting, but when we got M-Sculpt, which is a whole different animal, and again, medical devices, non-surgical, very quick treatment times. It added so much more dimension to body contouring.
Okay, so for people that didn't see the last show, what exactly is M-Sculpt?
M-Sculpt is so cool. Okay, so it's actually been out about a year right now. So it's a very new technology, but it has been studied for over 6 years. It has 7 clinical trials, 4 are completed and already published.
FDA
3 are
approved,
active.
all of that.
FDA approved.
Okay.
What this is called high intensity focused electromagnetic energy.
Okay.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, this is a device that's going to tone and make more muscle mass and strengthen
Without
you.
working out?
Without working
Ooh.
out. I know.
All
The
right, you got me.
convenience of this, and it's like me. Okay, it's 6 o'clock at night. I've been busy all day in the office. I do this with you. We're here.
Last thing
I
you're gonna do is go
home.
to the gym.
I don't want to go to the gym, and you don't want to go. You're
No.
going to go to something fun. I can tell with
Yeah,
this
I'm
nice
to a little
outfit.
James Bond party after this.
Exactly. So, like, where did the workout go? I'm
Yeah.
not a good wake up in the morning. I don't want to get up at
I've
4 in the
never
morning.
been one of those early morning
No.
workout people.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go work
Right.
out, especially when I find out that M-Sculpt is going to give me a super ramped up muscle
So
contraction.
it actually helps you build muscle?
Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
what M-Sculpt does? So this electromagnetic wavelength is applied with paddles to a muscle mass that it's FDA approved for abdomen and buttocks. I off-label use it on thighs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they're going to get some new paddles for maybe arms and calves. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so what it's doing is it's delivering this signal to the muscles, and it's
Okay.
electromagnetic. It's not TENS unit. And I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, I use a TENS unit. Totally different. TENS unit is just a blanket electric stimulation to a muscle, and
Right.
so
That's not for
it almost
contouring,
hurts.
right? That's for
That's actually more for pain.
Yeah.
It's more of a pain management tool.
Right.
So what happens is that this is getting directed to a muscle mass, and it's
like if you wanted to do your abdomen.
yeah,
You would
so
put it on your belly.
You put it
Okay.
on the belly, and it's telling your belly muscles, neurons. It's signaling your brain to have maximal contraction. It's almost like if you were doing some sort of sport and you had to really do a hard push, and
Okay.
all of a sudden you have a huge muscle contraction.
Yeah.
But in normal life, it's a quick little zap, and that's it. Where on this, it actually is repetitively doing
So
that.
it's contracting your muscles for you?
You're contracting. You're almost doing like a V up while you're doing this, and you graduate the dose up with the contraction as somebody is being treated, and it's in a half an hour treatment only. So you're there for half an hour, and you start like maybe at a 25%, and you can crank it all up. And it depends on how conditioned somebody is
Yeah.
or not, which is a whole different interesting subject matter. But so you get the maximal contraction, and you go as high as they can tolerate. That doesn't mean that you're going to go up to 100, but you might get to 100%. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. The people who cannot do that, just so they understand this, it's electromagnetic. Just like if you can't go through the MRI machines at the hospital, if you have metal that is
In
like
your body, you can't do
you
it.
don't want to be doing this one. If you have like a
All those people with
pacemaker-
belly rings that you can't get out.
yeah, we can clip them out.
My friend knows who
I'll
I'm
get rid of
talking
it for you,
about.
don't worry. Exactly. And then, so what happens is your neurons are telling your brain entire muscle contraction it's called a supramaximal, like above, supramaximal muscle contraction, more so than you would ever do on your own. So one
Is it
contraction.
difficult? Are you working doing? It's not. It's like being in the gym and doing a V up, like you just mentioned.
It doesn't feel like it.
Okay, good. Because
But
I did those today in the gym. Those are hard.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I bought the machine. I'm already, I'm,
So it's doing the same thing to the muscles that a V up would be doing, but you're not doing the.
no, it's more.
doing more.
Yes.
Okay.
It is entire muscle mass is contracting at a higher contraction than you
Oh,
would ever
wow.
be able to do
On your own.
On your own.
Ooh.
And it's sustaining it, and it's repetitive, quick.
Okay.
Where if we did that as a person, you couldn't physically do it because it's too much of an effort.
Yeah.
So your body's going, oh my goodness, your muscle contracting is like, I have to really, it's actually making epinephrine, and it's telling your muscles to start doing bigger contractions. That's why we actually
know.
start progressing up
Okay.
the level. So during that treatment period. So your brain is saying, contract harder, contract harder. And with all this happening, it's actually causing a significant like hypertrophy of the muscle.
Wow.
But it is something like when you do a treatment, it's usually like maybe 2 a week. It usually starts with
Yeah, I was going to
4.
ask you how often.
Yeah, you do 4 treatments initially, and they're usually 2 or 3 days apart. So usually 2 a week. So if you do four in the 2-week period, that's perfect. But if you even wanted to go every other day, it's actually better to kind of just do 2 a week for the first
Okay.
round. For most people, some people are pretty deconditioned, meaning like they don't have any muscles at all, and they might be better off doing like 6 to start off with.
Okay.
So then you're not going to see a lot of change visually. Like, when you go work out for the
Yeah.
first time and you did your New Year's resolution and you're already, you're like, okay, I'm going to do 200 sit-ups,
Yeah.
and you do like your 50 and you're dying. And you look down and you're
Nothing
like, I don't
happened.
look any different. I'm like, I look exactly the same. This hurts. I don't like it. And so what happens is that it takes a while for that hypertrophy to actually
Gradual thing,
happen.
yep.
And so just like working
The
out,
same thing.
it takes about 4 weeks to see it. All of a
To
sudden you're
start
like,
to see
oh my gosh, my butt is lifted. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so as
And
soon
then
as-
maintenance? Does it
so
stay
then,
that way?
yeah, and everybody's going to be different. I think that for most people, I mean, I'm a crazy one. I bought the machine for me. I probably do maintenance.
You must be in there every day.
Actually,
I had that
probably
machine. I have it
not,
on my bed.
only because I have zero time. I probably do an area, and I do abdomen, I do my butt, I do my front thighs, I do my hamstrings, my back thighs. I will probably do an area like every 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And the more significant thing that was really cool with this is that not only that, you have about 16% muscle strength improvement. You do one treatment before you even see a change in your body, you actually see you will like go work out or you'll go swimming, and
Yeah.
you're like Superman. You're just like,
Oh,
I can
that's
do
pretty cool.
It is. I
Wow.
hadn't done a sit-up in almost a year, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like pretty good about overall working out. I was kind of just doing Stairmaster, and I'm getting sick of it, but
boring.
I was sick of the gym, sick of it. I was just like, I'm so tired of spending 2 hours every night trying to make my body look decent.
Yeah.
Then I'm eating well, and then I have no life, so then I have no body. I look good, but like I have
Yeah,
no
what do you
social
do
life
with it?
anymore. Right, exactly. So it's like, I can't even go meet anybody because I'm in the gym all the time. So the thing is that. I totally lost my train of thought on that one. It's like, oh.
They're talking about how when you get to the gym, then to do sit-ups, it's easier.
Oh, so yeah, so I went to go do sit-ups for the first time in literally a year, where I can normally do maybe 10 or 12, and then I do a rest, and then I do like 3 sets of those. I could do 20 easy. I was like, ooh, I was
because
like,
your muscles are
my
there.
muscles are
Wow.
stronger. Yeah. So there's
Wow.
a 16% increase in muscle strength.
16%?
16%.
Okay.
In muscle build.
Okay.
So then there's a 19% fat reduction, because
Ooh,
when
that
you're
comes with it.
building muscle, you're making
Wow.
the fat go away because
Right.
it needs energy to feed those muscles to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's telling your brain, grow muscles and reduce fat at the same time, because you're using the energy of the fat to build muscle.
Oh, wow. I didn't think
So
of that.
it is really interesting. So you might be, young ones are going to get a 6-pack ab
Very
quick.
quickly. Okay.
Getting more into my age group, maybe not as 6-packy as quick. Even if I can go flat, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
need a 6-pack.
right. There's
Just-
I could just have a
just a
flat
flat
pack.
stomach would be
Right.
fine.
If I could have a plate, it's okay. So so these people are what we end up seeing with these people is they are flattening out. They're getting more muscle. The fat on the outside for sure is going away, and usually the pinchable fat is the one we want to treat
Yeah.
with CoolSculpting anyway, because that's a permanent fat reduction. But and this is totally anecdotal, I've seen it in my office. I haven't seen studies on it. People that have fat under the muscle, it's called visceral fat,
Okay.
which is actually kind of a dangerous fat because it's the fat that surrounds the organs, is reducing too.
Ooh.
Huge, 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 huge.
Wow.
Yes. This is what I've seen in my office. I haven't seen any studies on this, and they need to do some, because I'm seeing people that I was like, well, it's not going to hurt you to try this, but let's see. And these people that they're tight as a drum, you can knock, you can
Yeah.
knock on their belly and it's noisy. They are flattening out and they're reducing their size because you're hitting the muscle that's
Wow.
using the energy of the fat. So people who I may not be able to use CoolSculpting, which again is a more permanent way of getting rid of fat deposits, this way is actually flattening out that inside fat underneath the
Wow.
muscle.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So
Ooh.
that is a very cool, like, wow, we got something different going on here.
Yeah.
And that's why I said this is the time people are in Boca are so interested in.
We were talking about that
Exactly.
before the show. That
I
Boca
mean,
Raton is the perfect place to launch
it is
something
the
like
perfect
this.
place, and this is what I consider a proof of concept place. It's called,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Body Squad is going to be something that I hopefully everybody will see all over the United States. Whether
Oh,
we have a couple more
okay.
in Florida, a couple of Beverly Hills, New York, I want to see Body Squad everywhere. You know, taking charge of helping somebody achieve that body, that healthy body style that they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know people are really good about their diet. We know they're good about taking care of themselves, and we want that body to match. And it's not easy, especially if you don't have time. Body
Right.
Squad's open 7 days a week. We're there
7
from
days a
8
week?
to 8.
8 to 8,
Exactly.
7 days a week?
8 to 8 every day except for Sunday. We do 11 to 4 because nobody.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I'm like, nobody's even walking anywhere.
Boca Raton
in
doesn't
Boca.
get up
Right,
before
exactly. They're
11
still
on Sunday.
hungover.
Yeah, we had a
Right.
big Saturday night.
Exactly. So, you know, so we're basically open 7 days a week, but most of it is 8 to 8. And if somebody says, look, at these times are not working for me, can you come at 6:30 in the morning for me? We'll
You can
arrange
do
it.
it.
We'll arrange
Okay.
it for them because it's important, you know.
Yeah.
This is about convenience, and this should be convenient. You know, to have somebody schlep to my office.
No, I like the idea of not having to go to a doctor's office for it because it makes
Yeah.
it a lot less intimidating.
Intimidating
Yeah.
for sure, and probably quicker to get
Yeah.
in and out.
Oh, sure.
Not that everybody's waiting like an hour to see me, which is normal in my office, but also doctor's hours are usually 9 to 5,
Right.
as are most other places, even the Medi Spas, all of them. Everybody's a 9 to 5er. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm in my office from 9 to 5, so I don't have time, so I don't expect somebody else
That's
to.
a good idea. So people can come in up until 8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you know, and if somebody needed to stay late, we'll accommodate them because that's
Okay.
what this is all about. It's
Okay.
really about, you know, trying to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to do these things because we know they don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
We know they have other obligations. We know they want to, you know, enjoy life other than being in the gym all the time.
Right. Do you want to talk about price at all? I have no idea what something like this costs.
Sure.
Okay.
Cost on this, both Cool Sculpting and M Sculpt. There are certain criteria that we have to abide by signing a contract with having these in our office. So we are obligated to never go advertise below a certain level.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you're good and call, you might find better prices if you call, and I'll give
Okay.
you the number 561 903 4945. It's on
We got
there.
it on the screen.
Yeah, we got it on
But
the
we're
screen.
on radio too.
Right.
So
Or you can do
4945.
yes, and or go on thebodysquad.com. Body Squad Boca will also pops up, but it's thebodysquad.com.
The Body Squad.
The Body Squad.
Thebodysquad.com.
But if you Google it, usually if you say Body Squad Boca, it'll also come up that way too.
Okay.
Usually costs on that, like the normally advertised price should be about $700 a treatment for the M Sculpt, and
Okay.
you do 4 treatments, and we have some specials where actually you end up getting a couple free ones if you do a package because everybody needs a package.
Yeah.
Nobody should do.
Don't
a
wanna do just one.
right? And $700 for one would kind of be expensive, honestly. So it's going to be.
So with the package, the price goes down.
With the package of price,
Okay.
because that's you got to call because we can't say other
Okay,
prices.
so call for those,
exactly. So call and find out
prices.
because they're much better than that.
And
okay, so Body Squad. I'm
ahead.
sorry, with the M Sculpt, you have to do maintenance. To
I was gonna
some
ask about
degree.
that, yeah.
So you get through your first 4 or 6 of them, and then you probably want to do it again, like maybe every other month or every 3rd month. We have different maintenance packages that
Schedule,
people
okay.
can do, and that way they get a little better discount with that. If they prepay for it, they get a better. It's like a membership,
Right.
You know, you got to do your initial, but then after that, we give you a better price on the other one. So it makes it easier on people because
and if it does what you say it does. One more thing for us to be addicted to in Boca Raton.
You know what? It totally it is. It's sad but true. You know, it's harder and harder to get old. You know,
People always tell me, "Hey, you got to try this." I'm like, "No, I don't need one more habit."
Oh my
But then
gosh.
you try something and
you
it's
do it. It's like the eyelashes. Once you put them on, you're stuck doing them
And
forever.
you know, oh yeah, with Ivy Lee's
Yeah.
eyelashes, yes. I think we both have them on right now,
yes,
right?
we do. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, again, once you try something that works, I mean, skip the designer handbag and put it into
It
your
is.
body.
Yes.
You
And
know?
I think actually-
Like I look good with that designer handbag with the big pouch on your belly.
100%. You know what? I see people, they're driving
Yeah.
like the most expensive car, and you look and you're like, whoa, here's my card.
Yeah, I
put
totally
a little
agree
of that
with you.
money into the body and the face. You know,
Yes,
It
yes.
is amazing. But everybody's comfort level is different, and we're not meaning to shame anybody.
No.
I think that the real bottom line is we want people to feel and look healthy, and if this helps them, then we've done our job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what our whole goal is, to make them look healthy, feel healthy, and do it in a healthy way.
Once you do something that cosmetically makes you look better, you feel so much
Oh,
better.
I know.
It's such a psychological boost.
You know what? You just, that's it right there. It's
Yeah.
how it makes you feel at the end of the day. And when you feel good about yourself, the confidence level that you have, the ability to walk and feel like you can present yourself, and whether it's your face or your body, and you have that look that you want,
Right.
and it may or may not abide by everybody else's, whatever it is. So for some people, if it's the butt that they want, you know what,
Yeah.
go do whatever you want.
You see a lot of that.
Staying natural and healthy is really the key with all this stuff. It really is.
To look
you know.
kind of ageless. I always say people in Boca
That's
Raton
it.
are ageless.
They are. They really
they can't
are.
really pin an age on somebody.
No, I think the Boca people, I think South Florida people look the best in the country. I mean, I go, I'm sure you do too. We go all over the place.
Yep.
New York, they kind of look funky. There's some
Yeah.
weird looks. And, some of it body wise, they're under the clothes. So,
Right, they don't have to worry about it as
They
much.
don't
That's
have to
another
worry about
thing
it.
here. Look,
Yeah.
look at me. I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
like
you gotta
you have hardly wear any clothes down here. It's like-
and you look great.
No, thank you. Right, but you can't cover up like
no,
you can up
cannot
north.
cover up. You
Yeah.
can't. And then you have a different look in California that is a little bit more wispy looking. They kind of don't have any body.
Yeah.
In Florida, we definitely like
healthier look.
muscular, healthy,
Yeah.
strong look, and people are
Oh,
attracted
you're
to
absolutely
that.
right about that.
Yeah.
You don't see the scrawny people like the LA people here.
No, you
Yeah.
really don't. And not that that's just
But
everybody
it's a good
has
look
their
if you
thing.
can achieve it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't eat, though.
No, you're
I like
right.
to eat.
I like to eat way too much for that. Exactly. I think that's very unrealistic for these people.
Okay,
I feel
we're
bad
going to
for
go to break
Oh,
here, and we'll be right back after the break with Dr. Janet Allenby to talk some more about sculpting your body. You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show. Hello, welcome back to the second half of the Becky and Boca Show. I'm with Dr. Janet Allenby, cosmetic dermatologist, and she's talking about Body Squad, her new place in downtown Boca where they do electromagnetic body sculpting. Am I saying this right?
It's both. It's actually non-invasive medical devices that are going to body contours, and one of them is Cool Sculpting, and the other is M Sculpt.
I'm sculpting. And what I wanted to make clear is this is medical stuff. This is medical
Yes,
equipment.
this
This is
is-
not there's plenty of spas in Boca that are advertising body contouring.
Right. And some of them actually even have some sort of these devices individually. It is really like the treatment plan and putting it together and the expertise, 24 years of my medical practice, and then also my staff that have gone to, it's called Cool Sculpting University. Not
Oh, okay.
everybody has technicians that are certified in this. And
And I would imagine more experience you have with the device, the better the
Oh,
results. That probably
100.
makes all the difference in the
everything.
world.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of these machines, honestly. There's two halves to that. Part of it is, yes, you have people that are you have to know how to put them on people correctly to be able to get the desired result.
Oh yeah, I'd be really mad if I went someplace and they didn't put it on right and I was wasting my time.
No, well, not just that, but like even like Cool Sculpting, which is a device that is permanently going to get rid of fat. If you're not putting that on correctly, or somebody's not putting on if they're not putting the applicator on correctly, you may have an indent in the area.
Oh my goodness.
Or they don't do a proper treatment plan where somebody is saying, this is how we're going to get you there, but you may have to do 3 visits and you have to have these applicators put on in a certain way in order to not get negative results. Just like when you have liposuction, if you just took one area, the rest is fat around it.
All
so you
lumpy.
have to have a proper treatment plan for it to really work. And to have that, you have to have background behind it. You have to have somebody who's been certified in it, somebody who's had experience with it, multiple cycles getting done.
Right.
Have it done themselves. Things like that are very important because.
And you have done it yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I believe that's why you bought the machine. You
We
confessed?
know. Okay, now I have, let me see, I have 6 Cool Sculpting machines and 2 M-Sculpt machines in my possession. So I will tell you, I believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
I think it works. I used to do liposuction. It was horrible. It was very inconsistent because some areas were easier to get rid of fat,
Yeah.
some areas were harder. People had actual surgery. There was downtime associated with it. You had to have a risk of having infection, the skin
Because
and
it's
the
invasive.
tissue.
You're actually putting something inside the body,
It's
right?
very traumatic, and these procedures are so non-traumatic. They're so non-invasive. You can literally get up, and honestly,
And we were talking over the
Yeah.
break. They're sort of like passive exercise. You're not actually doing anything.
you're doing nothing.
You're just
We are
laying
doing
there?
the work for you. Exactly. And how can you not
like
love
that.
that one? I know. So you're just sitting there watching a show or doing your phone, and you're getting a treatment, and you can just get up and either go out, you can go to eat, you can go to the gym.
So there's no downtime.
No downtime. Either
Okay.
one of them. They're
And no
totally,
effort
no effort
during the
no effort.
treatment.
Yeah,
you don't have to
just-
do it. You don't have to put on any kind of workout suit. And
No, and there are some that do that, and I think that there's a lot of interest in some of these interesting new technologies where they put on an entire bodysuit that has a contraction with it, and I haven't done it yet, and I understand that they actually do a great job, but you have to actually physically work out.
You have to
with
work
it.
out while you're
right.
doing it.
And it's
Okay.
I know they're abbreviated workouts, and and I think for people who are really into working out, I think it sounds like a really cool way of getting maximal contraction.
right.
But I'm a little lazier than that.
Yeah, we don't want to work out. No, we don't have
Right.
to.
That's kind of me. Is if I can get away with not, I definitely, I want to cheat the system on that one. I have
Right.
to pay
So you
everywhere
just
else.
go in there and you have to lay down or you sit up or what do you? How does
It
it work?
just depends on what body
So
area
people
we're
know
doing.
what to
yeah,
expect.
like if
You
we're
gotta
doing their
take,
chin. We do
clothes off or
pictures.
what?
We do a whole consultation on mapping everything out,
Show 'em
deciding
what you're
how to
going to
do
do.
it.
Okay.
Do the plan with the patient so they understand what's going to happen and what their responsibility is, meaning like they need to come back a couple times to get a completion. The rooms are very comfortable. We have TVs and everything, and it's basically they're just hanging out with us. Most Cool Sculpting treatments are half an hour.
Okay.
Okay, you could spend longer if you want more treatments, but each cycle is about half an hour on average. M-Sculpt, half an hour. So we're not asking for people's a lot of their time.
Right, that's
it's,
nice.
No, and it's simple. And I think once Cool Sculpting has had a big evolution, it was more of an hour or longer treatment. The hand pieces were very different. They've upgraded them a couple of years ago, and it really changed the whole playing field on this. It became where you had 20 to 25% of an area treated improved, which is fantastic. I mean, that's about what you're going to get with liposuction. So it's a non-surgical way of getting rid of fat permanently, which is huge. Once we
Wow.
can get rid of their fat permanently, then we can put them on the M-Sculpt machine
And do the
and
muscles.
build their muscle, tone their
Wow.
muscle. We have 16% muscle growth. You know what? This is perfect for the mommies.
We're going to talk about the little paunch.
Yeah.
Anybody that's had kids knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, which
or maybe
is-
even if you didn't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It is really interesting though, because there's really been nothing that tightens up that mommy belly, and it's loose skin. It's loose muscle. That muscle got stretched out. If anybody's ever looked at a naked female, when about to deliver, it's
Yes.
like you got a person in there,
Right.
So that muscle is super stretched out, and there's always a little fat around it. So 11% in the studies, 11% of the bellies came down. So that actually is a bigger number than anything we've ever seen
Wow.
anywhere else. I mean,
Okay.
this is these two devices are really the only two that
So
really
you're getting
have
rid
been
of fat
proven.
with the cool sculpting, and then you're tightening, you're
And
building muscle with the
and
other
you're
one.
getting rid of fat with the
With the
M-Sculpt.
M-Sculpt.
You're
Wow.
getting a reduction of fat with the M-Sculpt, and the difference really is one is meant to kind of treat more permanently, and the other is to maintain people. And
Okay.
it's a maintenance thing. It's just like, you know what, you go to the gym.
So cool sculpting, you don't have to repeat after a
Once
certain amount
you've
of
gone through your treatment
once your fat's
plan
gone,
and
it's
you're
gone.
and it's gone, it's
Okay.
gone. So that one is,
that's
and it
nice.
is nice. I mean, you
Yeah.
do arms, you do bellies, you do thighs, you do neck, you do a lot of different areas. Where the M Sculpt is more of a muscle contraction. It's a toning. It's a muscle builder. It's a.
I like that.
You know,
idea.
somebody who has an injury, like they have a knee injury, they can't go to the gym. You can go and you can maintain your core strength.
Yeah.
So you get that core strength working out. Yeah,
I'm thinking of all sorts of applications for it.
it's really amazing. And
People who do some kind of procedures, like if someone had breast augmentation, they can't work out for a period of time, and that kills women. Yeah,
Kills
like
them.
3 months you can't go to the
Yes.
gym.
Yes.
I have people that complain about that all the time to me.
Yeah,
But
and
they
now
could come and
They can come and
Not around the breast, I
probably
imagine.
do their butt.
Okay.
I would probably not for the first month do their abdomen.
Okay.
But I would definitely do their butt.
Okay.
You know, and what girl does not want their butt lifted?
Yeah.
If you've ever happened to be in a pair of Lululemons, side view, no good. You know, it's just like flat as a pancake. There's a little thing hanging
now
at the
you
bottom.
got me thinking that a lot of people, there's times when you can't work out in your life. You have a restriction.
You got something going on.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's an injury
Yeah.
or an induced
Facelift?
injury.
Facelift
for
can't
sure.
work out for a long time.
Abs and
so
butt.
there you go do your face, and then you got to let your body go to sleep.
Yep.
But you
That's-
could come in and do your belly. If,
Absolutely.
okay, anybody getting a face, if you can do your belly.
There you go. Come on in. Exactly. No, it totally.
Yeah.
But it also helps when when your core strength is improved. It's also stabilizing people too.
Posture.
Yes.
Oh, that's my
Everything.
big thing.
Well, people
Now I gotta
start
sit up.
getting like kind of they start getting wobbly
lose
as they get
their-
older because they have
yes.
no core strength. That's why
Right. Mm-hmm.
Pilates is so fantastic. You know, this is like Pilates on steroids.
Wow.
Okay, so if we put the paddles on your tummy and your
Okay.
abdomen for half an hour, that's like doing 20,000 sit-ups. Right. Okay, so
Wow.
have I done 20? I've not done it in
Not
my
in my
lifetime,
lifetime.
but I've spent a lot of time in the gyms. Same with
Oh, my.
any muscle mass that you're hitting. It's about 20,000 repetitions is the equivalency.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, and it's not just because it's contracting 20,000 times. It's not. It's not even contracting 20. It's just the supramaximal contraction.
The amount of-
that is. It's not. So it's the intensity of the contraction, and you actually don't have any discomfort afterwards. So you're not having that like
Do you
muscle
feel like
fatigue.
your muscles being contracted?
Yeah, while you're doing it,
Okay.
you're actually, you know, you can actually feel the muscle contracting and
Wow.
releasing. But the thing is that afterwards, you know how like after 2 days of working out that you have worked out in 6 months and you can't sit on the toilet because your butt hurts
Yeah.
so bad, and you're like, I can't even sit. You know, it's hurting. You don't have that.
You don't have
you
any
don't
of
have
that.
that lactic acid buildup
Oh.
because there's in it. Part of the protocol of the machine is it knocks that out before it even happens.
Oh, wow.
But there is no way we could actually
That's
do this
interesting.
on our own, which is important because, you know, we think, oh, I'll just go to the gym and do this. There's no way you can maximally contract your muscle mass at the
To the same
intensity of
point.
what we're doing. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like it's cheating the system, really. And it's for those people who are already not able to get to the gym. They can't do what they normally would do. You know, if you're totally awesome with your body and you're happy and you're going to the gym and you want to spend the time there, good for you. You know,
Yeah.
there are tons of those people out there too. But the majority of people actually, you
Don't
know,
wanna go to
we
the
got
gym.
life a little that we got to spend
Yeah.
time, you know, our responsibilities are for other things and you just don't have that time or energy at the end of the day to do it. This requires none of our own personal effort, which is great. And you know, you can actually end up getting such a nice result at the end of the day and feel good. You just feel better when your core is stronger
Yep, yep.
anyway, but it looks better
And
too.
you feel better when you walk, and you feel like you present
Totally.
yourself better.
You know, I actually feel it in my front and back when I do my abs. I can feel my psoas muscles contracting
really?
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like and the electromagnetic wavelength will only hit the muscles. It's
I was
really
going to ask you about that. It doesn't
it's
affect the
not gonna-
organs at all.
Nope, doesn't
Okay.
affect the organs at all. They definitely studied everything. They've done MRIs, CAT scans, animal models, which, but they have to do it to get FDA clearance. So they have checked in every direction, and it's the electromagnetic signal going to the neurons that is causing kind of like a feedback loop, and it's telling your brain contract supra. It's making you contract to a maximum. And I'm talking a lot about M-Sculpt because I think a lot of people have heard of CoolSculpting.
Yeah, CoolSculpt's been around a while, but M-Sculpt is the
and
new one.
M-Sculpt is the new thing, and it's fantastic, but it's really the combination treatment. We will be bringing in more skin tightening for my female
I was going to
patients.
ask you, what else do you have at Body Squad?
I like the radio frequency, and I use that in my office in my dermatology practice, and I really like what it's doing.
Which one do you use?
I use Thermi. It's called Thermi Smooth, and
Okay.
it's nice because it's a pretty quick treatment. It has a very large handpiece specifically for cellulite. It has some fat reduction, but more it tightens it up. I think there's a disconnect in our mind. Women in particular are the victims of cellulite. Men rarely have cellulite. So women, we suffer, and we suffer big time with this. Maybe guys go bald, but women get cellulite.
Women get cellulite.
That's
Okay.
the difference there. So what happens is it's not just banding down of the fat cells, and that's what it is. Real true cellulite is like a tethering of the tissue, and then you see the dimpling.
Yes. Okay.
That's true cellulite. What happens is as we get older, our skin gets loose, and then you see the unevenness of the tissue underneath. So
Tightening the skin will
tightening the
get rid
skin
of,
is
okay.
really treating, I'm going to say quote unquote cellulite, but it's really not truly cellulite. It's
Yeah.
really loose skin.
Loose skin. Okay.
If you look at your knees,
Yeah, we don't like loose skin.
Exactly. So the Thermi.
You treat knees?
Yeah,
With,
with the Thermi you can treat knees.
Wow.
So Thermi is a radio frequency device, and I have actually a couple different Thermi devices, and they're fantastic in treating the tissue and causing the tissue to kind of contract. It looks immediately better, which is a little false. It actually grows collagen, so usually you have to do a couple treatments
Yeah,
to see
it takes a while.
Same as M-Sculpt. It's going to take a couple treatments before you see it. It's not something that's going to be immediate. CoolSculpting usually kicks in after about 2 weeks. All of a sudden, you're like, "Ooh, I'm looking good,"
Okay.
But the M-Sculpt a little bit longer to see it, and it is impressive once you see it.
Wow.
Now, very interesting on M-Sculpt that I was talking to a trainer the other day because he wanted to make sure that he got up to the 100%
Yeah,
because
of
he
course.
said, he goes, "What did Dr. Allenby get up to?" And they're like, 100%. And she's like, "I got to do that too." If you're in really good shape, you're very conditioned, you actually probably will not get to the 100% because it will be almost cramping and too much.
Oh, wow.
When
Okay.
you have no muscle, you need almost
You need
100%.
more.
And
Okay.
it doesn't hurt as much, meaning, I'm not even going to say as much. This thing doesn't hurt, and we don't want you to hurt. So if you're hurting, we turn it down a little bit. It tells me it's too intense.
Yeah.
We want to get you to the highest level that you're comfortable with, and it may
Okay.
be different on different days. I've done my thighs where I can't go more than 25% and I'm cramping and it's uncomfortable, but man, I got some quads on me now.
Wow.
Yeah, and it really makes a difference on the shaping. When you're shaping, say with M-Sculpt, you also see a tightening of the tissue because the expansion of the muscles also giving a more tightening look to the legs. And for women, that's
Right.
really important. Guys always tend to have pretty good legs anyway in most cases.
So if men, what do men usually want to treat?
Abs.
Abs.
Yeah.
It's mostly abs. Okay.
Men are about abs, flanks, love handles, sometimes a higher body area, and that would be more with CoolSculpting. Men have sometimes like what women consider bra fat
Yeah.
type of stuff. Men tend to be big with the necks.
Necks.
It's a big one
Yeah.
with them. So I think more often.
And that's, what do you use for the neck?
Oh, the CoolSculpting.
CoolSculpting,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's fantastic. So CoolSculpting for the neck, for the men, usually it's abdomen. They have usually a belly. If they have a beer belly, meaning they have visceral fat, M-Sculpt all day long. But
Wow.
if they have those love handles that you can actually pinch the fat and it's a softer fat, we do the CoolSculpting to get rid of
Oh,
that first
okay.
and get that permanently off the table. And then we do a continuation of the M-Sculpt.
Okay. Then what about would they have like loose skin there after you take
You
the
know
fat
what?
out?
It doesn't. Even if you never did M-Sculpt, which would help tighten you up anyway because your muscles grow, when you do CoolSculpting, it's kind of a side effect that it actually tightens up the tissue. I mean, we're not talking about somebody who's grossly obese, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just a medical terminology. When somebody is pretty normal body, but they just have a little extra fat, the whole area just contracts in. When you go on thebodysquad.com, you
Okay,
will be able to,
bodysquad.com.
right, you will be able to see some great before and afters on how bodies look, and you can see that their skin is not loose and it's not hanging. I think the biggest example of that one is actually arms. When you go on the website and you see an arm, you're thinking, well, if they get rid of the fat, the skin's all just going to hang
Yeah.
like the bat wing was hanging anyway. The bat wing is hanging down because the fat is actually pulling the tissue down, and
Okay.
when you release the fat or remove the fat, the skin just springs up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you really don't see the loosening or the laxity of the skin. That usually comes from sun exposure, genetics, hormone depletion, things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So you're going to see that more with other problems. That's why, somebody my age group is going to suffer with loose skin on the thighs more so than somebody who's younger.
Yeah.
Or, it is it's more of an age factor, too much sun factor, too much.
Interesting that the sun does that.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, look at the tennis player legs.
Sun loosens-
They may have some great
Oh.
muscles, but they also have their knees are like hanging
thought of that.
down
Wow.
pretty low.
Okay.
And so you can really it starts identifying it. So you really do see a nice contraction of the whole area. If somebody is never had sun and they just have a little bit of fat there. It all just
Wow.
goes right in. But you can see some good before and afters on our website.
Okay, go to the website.
Yeah.
Look at the befores and afters.
Thebodysquad.com. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And you know what? We're doing free consultations in the office. If they call,
people can just come in?
Yeah, actually, if they go on the website, we do have a enter to win a free body makeover, and you can either do it
Ooh.
with Cool Sculpting or you can do it with M Sculpt. It depends on what
interesting.
they win. Yeah. So we've actually already had. We've been open 1 week.
Oh, okay. I was going to
We-
ask you how long you've been
yes.
open. Okay.
It's already been actually pretty packed. I'm
Really?
shocked. And I thank you everybody who's participated in this. I really appreciate their coming in. But it has actually been every day we're having people walk in off the street. People are like, what is this? Some people think it's a workout place because of the word Body
Body
Squad.
Squad. Yeah.
But it really is. I want to keep it as neutral as possible. That way people know that if the technology changes, I'm changing with it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to make them do Cool Sculpting forever and ever
Right.
in their lifetime.
Just because you bought the machine.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That-
exactly.
that
And
happens
that's
a lot
huge.
with
oh,
doctors.
oh my gosh, you can hear about the new best sometimes.
Because these
yeah.
machines are not cheap.
Oh my
So
God.
once a doctor invests in a machine, sometimes they tend to use it and use it and use it for years and years, even when there's more updated technology.
Exactly. I mean, I like I said, I have 6 machines now, and I keep buying them because they are still. Well, I will say with both of these companies, one is Allergan and the other is called BTL. They upgrade the machines also, and right now these are the best technologies available. And if it changes, we change.
Yeah.
We are always going to be in the forefront and doing the research for the people because that's what we're about. We're the squad. We are the people for them. We are trying to make sure that they experience a great improvement without really having any inconvenience, trying to make it like simple for them to come in, get their treatment that's convenient to them, not for me as a doctor. I
Yeah.
know my hours stink for people, so I know that.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing the 8 to 8s. That's why we're doing 7 days a week, because we know it's very difficult to interrupt your life for something
Yeah.
that we consider a vanity thing, even though
Right.
it's becoming more of a psychological boosting thing than a vanity thing.
It really is. Yeah. Boca Raton, we don't worry about vanity.
Exactly. No, who cares how they look in Boca?
Self-absorption, that sort of thing.
I'm the queen.
No, but like we were saying, South Florida is different from other parts of the country, so this is a great place to launch something like this.
You know what? And that's what it is. This is, it works so well in my office, and I knew this area over here was just asking for something like this. And there are a lot of places that they can choose as far as maybe one place has an M Sculpt machine, one place has a Cool Sculpting machine, but we have
you have everything for the body right there.
we have everything
Yeah.
for the body, and we have the technicians that are very, very experienced and very certified. And that, I think, is the key difference between our place versus the other places. And we're not muddling it up with other things,
Yeah.
and I think there's a certain wisdom of being very specialized in your area. I don't want to, just like I'm never going to do a facelift in my dermatology office because you know what, that's way out of my comfort zone, as it should be for my patients. So leave it to a plastic surgeon who's fantastic
Right.
at it. There are certain people that will do great for other things. This is what we're great at. We've already proven it in
They've
our
been doing
office.
the Quills Cup for years and years.
I've already gone through multiple. The only thing that for me as a physician or having this device as far as the M-Sculpt machine, there are paddles that expire, meaning like we use them up because
Okay.
there's so many pulses you get. I've already gone through hand paddles. We've already done over 200 treatments in the office, in my office over here. This has been only available since basically it came out to the public probably in about July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, we have already seen results. We've already seen these people changing. Pretty much everybody who's already been doing it continue to do it. That tells me that they like it. It's like
exactly.
everything.
They're not going to come back if it didn't.
Right.
if
If
it didn't work.
If it didn't work, we won't
Yeah.
we won't see them again on that.
Right.
They'll do something else, or we just won't see them. But we're seeing repetitive things, and we're seeing that they're doing multiple body sites at once. So if they do their abs, they end up doing their buttocks. If they do that, they end up doing their thighs. Because it's the whole body. We want the whole package. Who doesn't want the whole package?
Right. Right.
That's our mantra of
Right,
life,
right.
I
You
think. That's our self-absorbed part.
Boca Raton,
I want
you do everything.
everything.
everything we can. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Anything else you want to say?
Wow. I could just
I
keep
know we-
talking.
We talked a lot, but tell us how long you've been in practice.
Wow, 24 years.
Okay.
I have been a board certified dermatologist for 24 years, and I've been up in the Boca area probably about 20 of those years. And I have a fantastic clientele that have fortunately allowed me to enjoy doing just aesthetic medicine. And basically, I am fillers and body contouring in my office, and I still actually offer it at Allenby Cosmetic Dermatologist. But I realize it's pretty inconvenient. Like I said, I really said, you know what, it's time to deliver something that I want to have it very guy friendly. I really think the men
and we talked
are,
about that men are doing a lot more Botox now.
oh
and,
my gosh, yeah, and they look fantastic.
Yeah, and once they start, they don't stop.
As a single female, I like these guys taking care of themselves.
not?
I
Why
take care
not?
of me. I want them to look
Absolutely.
good too.
Yeah.
I don't want to go like, oh, you
Yeah.
need to do Botox.
Make some effort.
Exactly.
I had that dating guy in here that has a dating business a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Guys, make an effort."
Right. Oh my
you're
God.
trying to get out there and meet somebody. Take care of yourself.
Right.
Do
If you're-
something.
Right. It's like the websites for the dating app, and you see a guy taking a picture in the bathroom, and you see the urinal behind him. It's like, dude, look
Thanks.
behind you. Look at your picture, and you got a urinal behind you. Is that attractive? You're like obviously had a drink, so now you're taking your picture,
But he was
posting
like
it.
saying that men will go out on their first dates, they don't even groom. So, fingernails, things like that. So men really have to,
Come up to bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it-
They need
it's
to
time.
their level needs to
and
rise.
if they think it doesn't matter to women,
You know what though? I will
They're
tell
wrong.
you, the men that I see in the office and the men that are doing all these things, they've already figured it out. Number
Yeah.
one, they're confident, they are self-driven, they are very in tune with their bodies. These people really already know who they are, what they
Yeah.
want to be. They already have the confidence, as are the women that I have
Yeah.
too. So it's kind of the people that just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, I think
Right.
is the terminology. And I think a lot of men just have never been educated. Maybe they were married for a million years and all of a sudden they're on the dating
and then they're
scene.
out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
time to go
whoa.
see Janet.
Right,
and get
exactly.
yourself all fixed up.
let's
Then go out there.
shine you and get you out there and get you a couple dates. But it is. I think it's we all want to be loved and be accepted, and part of that is looking healthy and
feeling good about
good,
yourself.
being
And when you feel
confident.
good, you project the confidence and
100%.
And you attract.
And that's one of the biggest aphrodisiacs is confidence. When you have confidence and people see you like living life, they're like, I want that. I
Right,
want that
right.
person,
Yeah.
So it is something that really draws others to us when we look healthy. And the key word is healthy. I
Yeah.
think when you're looking healthy and you're looking normal and you're looking elegant, and that word is kind of a strange word, but it definitely, I think a beautiful, elegant person always attracts people.
Yeah.
And it's achievable. It's just a matter of doing your research and finding out. You can research on thebodysquad.com.
Okay.
Or come visit us. You get
Just
it's a
stop
free
in. I mean, it's
consult.
right
Exactly.
downtown.
It's right
You're
downtown.
roaming around downtown,
Right.
stop in and-
If you're at
and
Louis
check it out.
Bossie's, check it out. And we're right down the block there, and we're there. And our staff is so friendly and so nice. Everybody will love them when they
Yeah.
meet them. I mean, we are here for them. And
So you can come in and just get an assessment. They can tell you what you need.
Exactly.
Okay. And put you on a program.
We'll get you on a program.
Okay, well, we got to wrap this up. I enjoyed talking to you as always,
We
and
always have
can't wait
fun.
to visit you in a new place. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Dr. Allenby. And the business is called Body Squad.
Yeah. So free treatments. You got to enter.
Oh,
And
okay, go to bodysquad.com. Is it the Body Squad or Body Squad?
thebodysquad.com, but it's
Okay.
Body Squad is the name of the place.
Okay, so you can enter to win free
Free
full
body makeovers.
makeover. Ooh,
I know.
nice. Okay, all
Right?
right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Allenby,
you,
and I'll
Becky.
See you next week.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Boca.
You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to